You can start being authentic today. What is up, guys, and welcome back to Above the Middle, a place where we talk about all things personal development with me, Joe Gibson. This week I wanted to shed light on the truth of being inauthentic and one of the main implications of living inauthentically. A lot of us don't pursue authentic lifestyles because there's a challenge there, because we're afraid of expressing ourselves and being the truest version of ourselves and afraid of judgment. And ultimately, the reason why we don't pursue those things as well is because there's a lot of stress involved. We don't want to do those things because it's going to take a lot of effort. But one thing I wanted to kind of remind you guys of, I was just reading an article about polygraph tests, which I found really interesting. And it was just about how polygraph tests basically can tell you're lying because it detects a stress response in you. How that applies to this is when you are living inauthentically, when you're living an inauthentic lifestyle and you're doing things on a day-to-day basis that don't fulfill you and don't satisfy you on a deep level, what's happening is that you are lying to yourself on the daily. And I've been there. I've been in positions, working places, 8 hours a day, living a life where I knew deep down I wanted more, and I knew deep down there was potential and there was a passion for something else, but I chose to ignore it. And what I essentially was doing in that process was lying to myself constantly. And it's no secret that prolonged periods of stress lead to negative implications on your health. This is where mental illnesses come from, prolonged periods of stress. This is where heart complications come from, as well as several other health implications that I probably don't know about, so I'm not going to get into them. But stress causes issues. It causes a lot of issues in your body. We want to avoid being under stress for a long period of time. And if you're living an inauthentic life, you're going to be under stress unknowingly a lot of the time. When you're waking up every day, you walk into work and you're like, oh, I really wish I wasn't doing this. I should be doing something else. And you're just pushing that intuition down. You're pushing that deeper knowing down. And you lie to yourself. And the main point of this video, and it's just going to be a nice quick one for a change, was just to say that what stress would you rather? Would you rather the stress which is associated with development and facing your fears and challenging yourself? Would you rather that stress? Or would you rather the stress of lying to yourself on a day-to-day basis? If you challenge yourself, if you start living more authentically, if you start realigning your life with who you truly are, that will be a stressful time, but there's an outcome there. And that outcome is fulfillment, satisfaction, happiness, and joy. And surely that's worth it. Surely that's worth that stress. What do you get out of being inauthentic? You get dissatisfaction, depression, anxiety, a bunch of other stuff as well. You're not getting a benefit out of being inauthentic. You're just harming yourself. And you might not notice it right away, but 10 years down the line, when you're walking into work again, you're like, oh, I hate doing this. That's going to really start to take a toll. These little steps build up. And I just found that polygraph test really interesting because it is completely true. And I've been in that position of lying to myself about what I truly want because I was afraid of pursuing something that I wanted. And it is just that shifting of your mindset to realising what is the worthy stress in your life. The worthy stress is always improvement and that goal of fulfillment, which you'll get. Trust me, you'll get out of being authentic. My life is so much happier now and I enjoy it so much more now that I am actively working towards living more authentically. And there was this book, I forgot what it was, I think it's called, I'll link it down below, it's called The 5 Regrets of Dying, it was something like that. And basically it was this nurse who was speaking to the patients who were going to die and asking them what they regret. Number one was that they didn't do what they truly wanted to do, that they didn't live authentically, that they lived a life that they thought other people wanted. That was their main regret. That's insane. Like, in a world full of opportunity, these people were regretting not being themselves. There truly isn't a better time in our society to be who you want to be. You know, the restrictions, especially in, you know, the UK, especially in a lot of these first world countries, there's not a better time to be yourself. So yeah, that's it for the video. All I wanted to say was, which stress do you want to choose? You always have a choice in what you want to do, so make the right one. Choose an authentic lifestyle. Choose the stress which is going to lead to fulfillment and satisfaction. Don't lie to yourself. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Check back next Wednesday for another video. Check out my blog. We'll talk about this stuff in a little bit more detail. Click that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week.